Hi guys. So I know it's 1:30, but I was going to go ahead and give y'all a few minutes to hop on. This is a Q&A, so you can ask me anything you want. So I'm just giving everyone a few minutes to get on right now, and we'll start answering questions in a few minutes. But you can ask me anything you want. I have a ball, so if you want to know spins or anything like that, grips, then you can ask about that. So for the people that are joining, I'm just giving everyone a few minutes to get on right now. And feel free to ask me anything that softball related, anything like that, and I'll answer. I'm just giving everyone a few minutes to get on right now. Thank you, Scott. That means a lot. So everyone that's getting on right now, I'm just giving people a few minutes to get on and ask a few questions, and I will answer them. Hi. Okay, so I'll go ahead and start. So my name is Emmy Guthrie, and I'm a 2021 pitcher. I'm committed to the University of Oklahoma. I live and I go to school in Long Grove, and I play for Texas Glory softball. So for the next 15 to 20 minutes, you can ask me anything, drills, grips, anything like that, the recruiting process. You can ask me whatever you'd like. Feel free, and I will answer them the best I can. How is it working with Robby and NSR? I absolutely love working with Robby, and I love NSR. It has helped me so much, and I've always said that going through the recruiting process, you need someone there to help you. And it doesn't just have to be NSR, but you need someone there to help you through the process, whether it's a coach or a parent, someone knowledgeable that can help you through it all. And Robby, he's honestly great, and he's like a friend to me also. So it was really cool getting to work with him, and he still helps me every day. So it was really awesome. What's your favorite pitch to throw? So I love curveball because I feel like there's so much you can do with a curveball. And for me, it's about placing it. So whether I want it as a strike or I want it as a strikeout pitch. So you can always get ahead in the count with it, or you can throw it high, put some rise ball spin on, also low, keep it at their ankles, or backdoor curve. So my curveball is definitely my favorite pitch. Hi, Laura. Tell the kids I said hi. Tell us about your recruiting journey and some of the visits you had. So for me, I started going to camps when I was about in the 6th grade. And my first camp I ever went to is actually an OU camp. And then in the 8th grade is when I was asked to come to OU for camps, prospect camps. So in the 8th grade to my freshman year consistently, I went to camps. And I was specifically, OU had always been my dream school, but I was specifically looking for something in a college, and that was, I wanted to go to college knowing that my faith would still be able to grow. And because I can imagine going to college, your schedule's hectic, and it would be easy just to put your faith on the back burner. And I didn't want to do that because that's something that's very important to me. So when I went to OU and I was offered, I didn't even have to ask Coach Gasso about my faith. She just told me, like, your faith won't be an issue because our team is based around our faith. So that was really cool for me, and it had always been my dream school, but then it became even more of my dream school because of that, and that was really awesome. But I prayed and prayed about it because I wanted to make sure it was the right decision, and it was, and I'm very thankful for that. Good question. When did you start playing softball? Did you always want to pitch? So, this is actually kind of funny because me and my dad were talking about this. I played softball since I was 4, which would have been t-ball, but I wouldn't say I was really interested in it, honestly. I got really interested probably 10U, 12U. When I was having success, personally, is when I was really interested in it. So me and my dad were talking about, he used to have to make me go pitch. 3 times a week, he would have to beg me to go pitch. So dads, if you're in this position, like, I promise don't worry about it. It's normal. But, so no, I didn't always want to pitch necessarily. Like, it was something that my dad would want me to go do because, you should try it. Like, I do think you should try it. And he would want me to go do it, and he would want me to work at it. But when I start seeing success and progress is when I wanted to continue with it. And then he didn't have to ask me anymore, and it was me wanting to go 5 days a week now, 6 days a week now. So, no, it wasn't always something that I wanted to do, but now, because I guess I didn't love it at that age. I didn't really know how to love it. But now it's definitely something I love, and I don't know how I lived without it, honestly. Can you discuss the importance of work ethic? So, like I said, work ethic wasn't always something I had, but it's one of the most important things to play at a Division I level. You have to have that because if you're not working hard, someone else is working. They're working harder than you. And that's kind of what motivates me is if I'm not doing something, I know someone else is, and someone else is getting better than me at pitching, and I don't like that. I hate losing. So losing is something else that really motivates me, is because I'm very competitive and I hate losing. And I know that working hard it's not going to prevent it. You're going to lose, but it will make you better. So work ethic is extremely, extremely important. And even if it's something like, especially during this quarantine, like I know it's hard right now you lay around all day and you're like, well, can I just pitch tomorrow, or can I just pitch the next day? No, like even if it's a little something every day, whether it's like using your spinner or things like that, be more productive. Be productive every single day and be better today than you were the day before. That's how I look at it. What have you been doing to stay active during quarantine? So I kind of make a schedule for myself, because you don't have the routine of school, and if you don't make yourself a routine, you will stay up till 3 in the morning every single day, and you will wake up at 3 in the afternoon. And I've started trying to go to bed earlier, because that has gone into a really bad habit. But I'll go to bed earlier. I'll set my alarm the next day, so I kind of have a routine. And so I do like an every other day thing. So I'll pitch Monday, work out Tuesday. Pitch Wednesday, work out Thursday. Pitch Friday, work out Saturday. So I do something different every day, so I'm not just getting tired of the same old stuff. And I haven't ran a lot. I run a lot of bleachers, and so I'll do that mostly. I do that with my working out also, because it's better I like getting outside, especially when the weather's warm and stuff like that. What's your best advice for younger prospects? Okay, so I think for me, the best advice I would give would be, well, two things. One would be your work ethic. You have to work hard. And the second thing would be the way you hold yourself on the field, because it's horrible for kids to have all the talent in the world, but because of their attitude on the field, their lack of work ethic, they don't get noticed by coaches. So whether you're going 4 for 4 or 0 for 4, you shouldn't let that change how you act, because college coaches see that, they notice that, and they will cross you off your list for that. So that's what I would say. What advice would you give younger players starting to go through the recruiting process? So I kind of said it earlier, but the thing for me was, don't go through it alone. I'm not saying you have to have NSR, but I am saying that you have a family member, you have, whether it's a parent, cousin, uncle, you have a coach, someone that can help you. And also an organization, a tournament team can also help you a lot, because they have those connections with college coaches that can help you a lot. So I would recommend just not going through it alone. Favorite pitching drill. Okay, so I call it the 10-second drill. And what you do, so you need someone to do it with you, but you have a stopwatch or a timer, and you set it for 10 seconds. And this helps me a lot with my arm speed, because sometimes when I'm starting to get into pitching for that day, it's hard for me to really get my arm speed going. So they toss you a ball, and you pitch it, and you backpedal to the mound, pitch it again, backpedal, pitch it, and you set your alarm for 10 seconds. And when the 10 seconds is over, you see how many pitches you threw. And at the beginning, I think I would throw like 5 pitches in the 10 seconds. And now I'm getting to where I can throw 7. So my arm speed's definitely increasing. What are your thoughts on a backhand changeup, flip change in comparison to like a circle change? So for me, the flip has always been really, really hard because it's hard to keep it consistent. There's some days then you could go out and throw a flip and it's perfect, it's beautiful. And the next day, for some reason, maybe your arm speed can't get as fast as it was the day before, or maybe it's faster than it was the day before because of, let's say, adrenaline. And it's really, really hard to keep a flip consistent, but it is possible. And like I promise, it is possible, but it's hard and it takes a whole lot of work. And so I throw a circle change like this, but I just push it out. So I guess it's more like a push change. And then I'm also working on a new changeup that I circle it like this, and it's not completely a flip, but it's more like a drop. So you throw it just like your drop ball, but you palm it and you circle it to slow it down. And so far, I've really liked that. What do you plan on studying at OU? So I'm planning on getting a business degree right now. I say right now because it changes like every other week. I thought about going into the medical field. I thought about, like I said, it changes a lot for me, but right now I'm pretty sure I'm going to stick with business because that's what I want to do. That's what I want to do right now, but so we'll see. How often do you talk to your OU coaches? I would say weekly, definitely. I'll text them every week, or they'll call me every week just to chit chat, talk about how I'm doing, the things I'm working on, stuff like that. So weekly. From your experience, do college coaches check the social media posts of their recruits? So this is actually a very good question because my college coaches follow me on everything. So they see the stuff they see the stuff I post, and you do not want to be posting something ridiculous. Like, that's a huge turnoff for college coaches because not only do they want good athletes, but they want good people in their program. So you don't want to be posting something that, no, you just, that's a good question because they do see what you post. I promise they do. How did you handle the nerves with seeing college coaches at your tournament games? So, at first, this was actually a really big deal for me because I would get really, really nervous to see college coaches. And I can remember a game in particular when I hadn't been in front of very many college coaches. It was in the PGF in California. I want to say first year 14s, maybe second year 14s. There was probably 30 college coaches there. I was pitching and they were all standing behind the fence, and I was just like, oh my gosh. And at first it was like a struggle for me, but you just learn how to use that as drive and as motivation, because when you see those coaches there, instead of getting scared and racking up the nerves, just think of it as adrenaline and use it for you, and it'll help you. Actually, if you let it help you, it will help you, and it'll help you throw better. But I think that also comes along with kind of experience. The more you're around it, the easier it becomes. What was it like the first time you pitched a game? So I don't really remember a whole lot from, because I was young, but my dad tells me and I watch videos sometimes. So I struggled really badly with walks. And I mean, like, my average walks per game was like 8. So, and it was because I didn't trust myself. I was a young pitcher that hadn't pitched a lot of games, and I didn't trust myself at all. I didn't trust that I could strike someone out, and I was scared. And I think pitchers go through that. I mean, especially young ones, when you haven't been doing it a long time and you get scared. But it's all about trusting yourself and working hard enough that you become confident in yourself and confident to go out there and throw. When COVID-19 hit, were you scared about your commitment? I think everyone with a scholarship was honestly scared at that point, because we didn't know anything. No one really knew anything, and it just seemed like we were just right in the middle, and no one knew what was going on. But Coach Gasso called me, and she was very reassuring, and she told me that everything was okay, and she helped settle all of the nerves and the worries I had. So, but yes, I was nervous. Favorite softball player? So my favorite pitcher to grow up watching was Jenny Finch, because I loved the way she's a great player, but she's also a great person. I love the way she carries herself. But when I was 10 years old, I think, my mom worked with a lady that knew Jenny Finch and told her I was a big fan. And she actually sent me a video before my season and was just like, good luck with your season, work hard. And that, to me, like, being a 10-year-old, like, that really motivated me. And I thought that was so cool of her. And I still think that's really amazing of her to do, because she did not have to do that. But for a little girl with a dream, she did. And I think that was really awesome. How do you keep from getting in your own head during a game? Okay, so this kind of goes with a few different things, but a lot of it is confidence. When you've been in situations so many times, and when you've worked hard, you're very confident in yourself, and you're confident in what you do, you have the ability to do. So when I get in tight situations, things like that, I try to calm myself down, so I breathe, and I just tell myself, like, trust the work you've done. And so that really helps me, is to just stay out of your own head, use the crowd, use it as a strength, because it can easily become a weakness if you let it. Like, there's so many people here, what if I do something bad? But it can also be a strength if you're like, oh, there's so many people here, like, let's kick butt, things like that. So, and there was definitely a time when I was in my head and I wasn't confident, but when you put in the work, you become really confident in yourself and what you're capable of doing. How does your softball schedule now compare to the one you're going to receive? So right now, during the summertime, I start in the summer with my tournament team, and we play pretty much every week, I would say. We play every week, and we stay with our team. We don't stay with our parents. We stay with our team. We travel to tournaments as a team. We fly as a team, everything like that. Which I think that's really good, because it has helped me prepare for college, because I know that's how college is going to be, and that really helps me to prepare for being away from my parents, things like that. So I feel like, I know it's not going to be exactly the same, but that does help, and it's similar to how it will be in college. How do you react when you lose a game? So this is really important because I was kind of talking about it earlier. How you react when coaches are watching means everything. And when I lose a game, it does not mean I don't want to go in the dugout and throw my glove, throw everything, because I do. I hate losing more than anything. I'm very competitive, and I hate losing more than I love winning. So reacting is important because I don't do what I want to do, you know. I go in the dugout, and most importantly for me is after a loss, you can either use a loss to benefit you or not. If you lose a game and you just let it go, you know, then you'll never get anything from it. But I think thinking on the game and thinking about what you could have done differently is very, very important, because you can always do something differently. It doesn't matter if you throw a perfect game, you can do something differently, whether it was your attitude, whether you could have brought one of your teammates up when they were down, then you can always do something differently. As a pitcher, what qualities do you like in a catcher? So I've always been very blessed with the catchers I've had, because they're always very uplifting and supportive. And maybe when I'm struggling or whatever, they call timeout and they come just talk me through it, and just like, you know, hey, you got it. It's not a big deal. Trust the work you've done. And I actually had a catcher once that we were best friends, and she knew what I needed. And let's say I had walked about her or whatever, she would come out and she would tell me a joke, and like a knock joke or something, just something to lighten the mood, things like that. And that always really helped me. So I think having the connection with the pitcher and catcher connection is extremely important, and knowing what the other needs. Should there be a limit on how many pitches a pitcher throws in a game of practice? So, honestly, I don't normally throw a ton of pitches in a game, but I think at a young age, it would be important to have a pitch limit, because sometimes at a young age, you may be the only pitcher on the team and you're thrown in every single game, and that's a good way to really hurt yourself. But I have 4 pitchers on my team, so it's different for me. But kids like that, where they're throwing every single game, they don't have another pitcher, that is a good way to get hurt. So in some scenarios, I think it would be a good option. As a pitcher, do you ever have reactions to certain umpire calls? How do you cope with that on the mound and avoid reactions if you may disagree with the call? So this is also really important, because I did this once. I think I was in 10 and under, and the umpire, I wasn't really agreeing with him, and I would throw a pitch and it was a ball, and I'd be like, and my coach was Bobby Bridges at the time, and she came out and she was like, you don't do that. She told me, and ever since then I've never done that, because she was like, that's a good way to make them continue to disagree with you. And it's a very good point, because it's truthful. Maybe you're not agreeing with what they're calling, and Jenny Finch says this, control the controllables. So your attitude, your effort, your work ethic, your competitiveness, just control those things. And for me, I use it to drive myself. So I'm not agreeing with an umpire and he's not calling what I wanted to call. And that's like motivation to me. You know, I want to keep throwing strikes. I want to keep punching them in there because that just, I don't know. I just use that as motivation. But getting down on yourself and making hand gestures, you know, you don't want to see it in your body language, anything like that. Never seen you on the mound, but you have been great on this Q&A. Thank you. Good luck with your softball career. Thank you so much. So I'm going to go ahead and end this. I just want to say thank you to everyone who joined. It was so much fun. And if I didn't get to answer your question, if you have any other questions, you can always direct